Hello, horror fanatics. This is J.A.R. 369, and welcome back for another figure review. Today, I'll be taking a look at the NECA The Phantom of the Opera Masquerade of the Red Death version of The Phantom, made by NECA. And I know what you're thinking, why am I reviewing this figure instead of reviewing for next year's 31 horror toys in 31 days? Well, that's because today is November 15th, which is the release date for the original Phantom of the Opera movie. Yep, it's 100th anniversary. Man, that's a long time ago before I was born. Yeah. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the packaging here. The packaging is the usual NECA Ultimate packaging, but with a different poster, I believe. I'm not sure this is like the second poster, an actual real poster from the film. I don't know. And you get the sticker that says 100 years, and you get the title of the movie and the name. It says Ultimate Masquerade of the Red Death Phantom there. And on the side you get the image of the figure, and the other side you get the image of the figure without the skull mask. On the back there's different variations of the figure with the accessories. You open the flap here, the flap door right there. There's the image of the figure. And here's the window exposing the figure and all his accessories. So, that being said, let's take out the Phantom out of the package. Here is the Phantom out of the package. Let's take a closer look at the figure. Take a look at the head sculpt here. Yeah, the mask itself looks pretty good. I say NECA did really a great job with the sculpting of the head of the mask here. Get the eye holes there, and you can see his nose picking out there or poking. You see the teeth there, and you get the bandana on his head here with some texturing details and also little tie rope details there. There's like some gems on here. Take a look at the outfit here. You can see there's like a little neck collar right there, and you get sculpted gems on like the vest there, and there's like a little texturing on this here. Well, same thing at the body here. And take a look at the arms, the sleeves. You can see some sculpted gems all over the arms. And take a look at the hands. You can see like several like creepy out hands like so. Yeah, you see some of the veins sculpted out and some nails there as well. You get this little bag here, I believe. I don't know. Nothing much on the legs, but you can see there's like a little wrinkles there. And this little, well, boots, I believe. And there's like a little sculpted zipper line on each side of. No, there's not one right there. Maybe here a little bit. Yeah. And there's like a little flap right there on the top. And on the bottom, there's two pecos in the bottom of his feet there, and no legalese there as well. Nothing much on the back. Well, I'm pretty sure it's hiding in there. But overall, for the figure, yeah, I think they did a really great job with this figure. Yeah, NECA did a really great job with him. Now, moving on to articulation, there's rotation at the head, ball joint there. Arms to go fully rotate and does go in and out. Bend at the elbows, rotate at the elbows. The wrist rotation a little bit, but this hinges side to side. There's some waist rotation, a little bit ball joint there. Legs kick forward and back, in and out. There's upper leg rotation. Bend at the knees, and a little rotation. Angles to go pivot forward back, and ankle pivot side to side. So yeah, it's just a standard NECA articulation, but you can still give him some decent amount of posabilities. Accessories, he does come with quite a lot of accessories. He does come with his removable hat. That can easily put it on his head like so. Just like that. Well, it doesn't fall off easily. Also, he does come with his little cape here with a little string attached to it and some gems glued on. all you have to do is you take off his hat and let me do this off camera. Just like so, and put the cape around it, like so. There we go. Let's put his hat back on. Yeah, just like that. Okay, gets in his way. There we go. He does come with quite a few interchangeable heads. There we go. No. There we go. He does come with the sideways looking head and the screaming or surprised head, which pretty much exactly the same head sculpts as the original Phantom figure that I reviewed a long time. But I'm not gonna display them, each of them. I know he removed his mask during like the balcony scene, but yeah, for me, I would rather display him with this mask, with this head on. And of course, he does come with a few interchangeable, 5 interchangeable hands. You get the left one that's very identical to this hand. You get the right hand that's like pointing or holding or something. Left hand that's like pointing, of course. The other hand's like, well, dramatic, I would say. And of course, the other left hand for holding on his staff. And speaking of, he does come with his staff with the skull and snake on it. So let me just put it on his hand like so. Yeah, all you have to do is you put it up, and he fell. You put it on the smaller side, just keep twisting until like that. Let me just take off his hands, his right hand. There we go. And put the gripping one here like so. Let me rotate. Let me give him this pose here. And boom. There you go. There you have the Phantom. All together. Yeah. I might easily display him like this. Because come on, that's how he is in the movie. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good indeed. Overall for this figure, I'd say this figure is pretty decent. Yeah, I'm really happy that we got a Red Death version of the Phantom. Yes, the figure itself is pretty good. The sculpting looks good. Articulation, standard NECA Ultimate's articulation, but you can still give him some decent amount of posabilities. Accessories wise, well, I did like the inclusion of the staff and the long cape here. Well, with some bendy wires there. Forgot to mention they had some bendy wires, so you can have him like doing the balcony scene where the cape is floating because it's windy. And not too special with the interchangeable hands and heads, just interchangeable heads. But at the end of the day, I say this figure is definitely a must-have for your collection. If you're a big fan of the original Phantom of the Opera, then this figure is definitely a must-have for your collection. I do recommend getting this figure. I got mine at Mike's Toys and Stuff. I'll put the link in the description down below. And I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, please consider like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. And follow me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. All three links will be in the description down below. That's all I had to say. This is the NECA The Phantom of the Opera Masquerade the Red Death Phantom figure made by NECA. And this is J.A.R. 369. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you on my next review. And remember, keep on collecting.